And broadcasting live once again on the 1330 WFIN Facebook page. I'm News Director Doug Jenkins, and I'm with Rusty Bingham. We are here at Lean Value Sires, just south of Kenton. It's part two of the agribusiness tour that the Findlay-Hancock County Chamber of Commerce is taking part in. Rusty is a tired man today. He drove in. Where did you come in from?
Oklahoma and Missouri.
Drove in all night, got in at 5 in the morning. Not only that, has a newborn here as well. So, well, sleep is hard to come by.
Very much so. Very much so. Very much so.
All right, Rusty, let's talk about what happens here just south of Kenton at Lean Sires Farms. This is, I guess, for lack of a concise description, sort of the start of the supply chain when it comes to the pork industry.
That's correct. So basically what we do is we provide semen for swine production, commercial and also 4-H and FFA wise for the youth. Then we also breed our own sows here, and then we also sell pigs for show pig purposes and then also market production purposes. But basically, we are the start. Besides the sow end, we are the male to the tango.
Yeah, it takes two. So, and what was interesting is, as you were telling the tour group here, that there are sort of two sides to this business. There's the commercial side that you supply, and then there's the show side, and it's a little bit of a different approach to both.
Yes, very much so. It's kind of different on both, but it's also commingled because a lot of the individuals that are on the 4-H side actually, when they get into the situation, when they become adults, they actually go within the industry and actually get involved with the commercial side too as well. So it's kind of the old school, new school kind of deals merging together. So it's different, but then it's also the same.
So this is a family farm here, and you got started here about 4 years ago. Actually got out of a more corporate side of the business to do this, and you talked a lot about what it means to just have that family farm.
Oh, yeah. So I'm very proud of my family. My dad actually got me started in this industry. Well, actually, my great-uncle, he was raising hogs in the 50s. You know, he raised purebred Hampshire hogs, and then my wife's grandfather actually raised spot and Poland China purebred hogs. So it's actually one of those things that we're that next generation that's coming out, and then my son will be the generation after me, I hope, So it's very, very family oriented here at Lean Value Sires.
Your son was the star of the show there for a little while today, too.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Let's talk about partnerships in the ag community, because that's one thing that we've heard a lot about already today in just our first two stops, is that it's not just a single entity working together or working on its own. You guys find a lot of ways to partner with other people in the agriculture industry.
So we work with a lot of different individuals, just not on the swine end. We have a lot of local breeders that breed a lot of hogs, but then we also work with a lot of feed companies and elevators. And I know I talked about that when the group was here, how we buy from a local elevator. We actually get our feed mixed and grind by them. So there's a lot of intricacies between different parts within the agricultural realm where we bump into each other per se. Yeah.
And then another thing you talked about is just keeping your livestock safe and keeping them healthy. And that's the one thing, when it gets out in the news that there's been some sort of swine outbreak or something like that, it always sort of snowballs. But there's a lot of precaution that's taken to prevent that. And you guys certainly do that here.
Yeah, so we follow our biosecurity purposes as far as any hogs that we buy outside of the farm actually have to be isolated and have to actually bleed clean before they actually come to our farm.
And just the bleed clean, that's going through all the blood testing and everything like
testing,
that.
Yeah, basically blood testing. It's the PED, H1N1, all those kind of deals, swine flu, PRRS, which is a really bad virus that affects the swine industry. Anything that we know that's relevant within the industry, we want to make sure that we don't have. And then we also want to make sure that we don't pass it on too as well. So our boars, when we sell the semen, because we bleed and make sure everything's clean, we're actually providing a clean product to our customers too as well. My farm hands have to shower in, shower out. My exposure to hogs are limited, especially when I come from a show. This is actually probably the first time that I made sure that I double showered today before I actually went into the boar barn coming from a show and coming back home. So
certainly quite the operation here just south of Kenton again. And Rusty, we appreciate you taking us on the tour today.
Yeah, very much so. Thanks for having me.
All right, so we have a couple more stops coming up. Stay tuned to the WFIN Facebook page. We'll have that, and Alex will be typing up some stories to put on WFIN radio as well. I'm News Director Doug Jenkins reporting.